What's going on? It's Frankie on football here, brought to you by Truth No Chaser. Always got to show love to the home team. Listen, I got a quickie for you here today, and it's all about the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are balling out of control. You hear me? Right now, they are looking completely unbeatable. It seems like there's no answer for them. They fixed all their uh, early season woes and mistakes, and it seems like they've completely gotten it together, and ain't nobody got no answers for them. First off, let's start with the fact that I thought they were dead to rights after losing Mark Andrews. I ain't even gonna lie. I saw that's a big blow, and I know people who have the whole next man up, rhetoric and stuff like that. Listen, it's not like they replacing. You can't replace a Mark Andrews, can't replace a Kittle or Kelsey, all of that. But let me tell you something. They have gone on, defeated the odds, and like I said, fixed their early season problems. And let me get into that. The early season problems. It seems like they had a horrible stigma at the beginning of the season of punching people in the mouth fast and quick in the first half, and then it seems like offensively they would take their foot off the gas a little bit in the third quarter, and then it just seemed like they come to a halting stop in the fourth quarter, and the defense was allowing teams to creep back in, and they lost a couple of heartbreakers at the beginning of the season, and they've completely turned that around. Like now, no, I don't want to say completely because the offense is still not blowing anybody out in the second half. Um, they still might have to correct that a little bit, but the defense ain't letting nobody back in the game. And that's the difference. They've transitioned to a number one ranked defense with the most takeaways, the most uh, defensive scoring points in the league right now. So it just seems like, again, those early mistakes and miscues that they had going on early on in the season, just they corrected them. John Harbaugh got them all on one accord. Let's talk about the supporting cast, right? Odell Beckham, resurgence, looking like, you know, a boss again. The boy over there, Zay Flowers, forget about it, looking like he want to make a case for a rookie of the year. Although we know he's not gonna get it because you can't ignore what old boy over in LA is doing. Puka Nakua got that sewn up. I mean, he's like what, fourth leading receiver in the league. You understand what I'm saying? So you would be really like shitting on him honestly if you didn't give Puka Nakua to Roy this year. Obviously C.J. Stroud was making a strong case at the beginning, and a concussion that kept him out a couple of weeks that definitely killed his vibe. But I digress. Again, Zay Flowers, Baltimore Ravens, out here balling. Like I said, making a case for Rookie of the Year. It's not going to get it, but whatever. Also making another case, Lamar Jackson, putting his name in the pot. I did a show about who I felt was in the MVP race, and he wasn't even a name on my list. When I tell you within these last couple of weeks, the performances and the contenders that he's been facing and winning in convincing fashion, he's definitely catapulted up to the top of the list. And if somebody were to pick Lamar Jackson as their MVP, I wouldn't even argue it right now. You understand what I'm saying? I might even have to agree. I know, again, supporting cast, I know it's a good running game, but let's be honest, they have a good running game because he's a part of that running game. All right? Taking a load off on the defenses. You understand what I'm saying? Even though they're balling out, it helps when first half you putting up astronomical numbers like that. Talk about the competition for a second. He's going there. Not he. Excuse me. The Baltimore Ravens are going into the opponent's homes and whooping their ass. He goes up to Levi, stomps the Niners out, right? Goes to Miami, which I almost want to say Miami might be even more impressive than San Fran. simply because Miami is leading the league at home in points scored per game. So if you can keep Miami from scoring, they average what, 35? You can keep them from scoring under 30. That's impressive. If you can keep them from scoring under 20, which they did, that's even more impressive. All right, at the crib, come on. So that might be even more impressive, but I digress. Dolphins probably the only ones that could really bang with them in the AFC right now. If I really had to put my mind to it, in the NFC, obviously you got the top dogs, San Fran, Dallas, Philly, that can bang with the Ravens. Clearly, they wouldn't be seeing any of those teams until we talking about the Super Bowl. And hopefully, if that happens, you know who I want to be there. Just give you a little hint, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, um, again, back to the topic at hand. Baltimore Ravens soaked up that number one seed. Most likely gonna sit their starters in this last week against Pittsburgh because they don't need it. However, that's a team to be reckoned with, and that's the team that everybody should be gunning for, honestly. So, kudos to them boys for out there balling. Again, like I said, this was gonna be a short one. If you want to uh, find more content for Frankie on Football, just come over to my YouTube channel, Frankie on Football on YouTube. Subscribe. I'm always tattoo that every episode in you guys' brains. Also, follow me on Instagram at Frankie on Football. You can also follow our podcast, Truth No Chaser, on YouTube. And also on Instagram, follow us, truth_no_chaser, or wherever you like to view any of your stream any of your content. We are there, whether it be Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Buzzsprout, Pandora, you name it, we're there. Come check us out and always support the culture. But like always, whatever you feel about my take on the Ravens, if you have uh, an opposing argument, or you agree, disagree, listen, leave it in the comments. I'm always here for it. I want all the smoke and I want to interact with all my followers. So feel free, leave that in the comment. Let me know what you think about this take. Let me know if you disagree or agree again. And as always, it's all love. All right. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.